Yo, 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 what's up? We're back. 2022 NFL season. It's your boy right here, Denver from the Josh and Denver podcast, the Denver and Josh podcast.
And it's your boy Josh. Been a long time coming, man. It's been a long off season. We definitely gotta give ourselves pats on the back for surviving this off season, man. Sometimes we get a little lost without football, but it's back. It's gonna be exciting time. Big, big, big season up ahead. Man, people have so many, you know, new picks as to who's gonna be in the Super Bowl. You got some teams that you probably never would have thought that make it so far. Anything could really happen, man. It's gonna be crazy and it's exciting, bro. It's exciting time, bro. But yeah, I mean, I know we caught up before the podcast, but the podcast need to hear how you doing though, family. You blessed? Everything's good?
Yeah, doing blessed, still here in Moncton, New Brunswick, 20 minutes east of Moncton, just, living the life, still enjoying the weather, around the waters, enjoying that, what I mean? Paddle boarding sometimes, enjoying the beach
That
sometimes too.
paddleboarding?
Yeah, man, we're just doing it all, fam. We're just enjoying the summer. The summer went by quick, and
Yeah,
I wish it lasted longer, but it's already September, fam. So
I
summer's gone.
know.
How about you,
I
fam?
know. It's crazy. I've been trying to do my best to enjoy the summer too. Um, I haven't been doing, no paddleboarding. Shoot, I mean, I would like to try that, but been hitting the beach here and there every now and then, trying to hit up a 1-2 party, hit motives, of course, but you know, we're gonna try to get things going, although the summer is over, I'm still trying to, get some things done before it becomes completely cold and we're officially in winter. So yeah, family, just that's how it's been for me though. Everything's been blessed.
Nice, nice. And like, yeah, there's like so much to catch up. Like, we go strong when it's the NFL season. Like, it's going straight. Like the season, what now? Like 19, 20 weeks long plus playoffs. So it's a grind, but like, we're definitely up to the challenge again this year, 2022.
Yes, sir.
Like you
Every
said,
week, bro.
it's wide open. It's always, this beauty of football. It's you never know who's gonna win. We had predictions last year, and like no one really knows who's gonna win. Who would have thought the Rams would be that good? Recap, FYI, they won the Super Bowl last year. In case y'all
Yeah, in
forgot,
case y'all were living under a rock.
the Rams won last year, and like not a lot of people picked them. Everyone's like, Stafford, this guy's good, he's gonna throw picks, all this stuff. But if you think about it, they were actually stacked. Like, look,
hmm
everyone slept on them. Like, they were stacked. It was like,
But I think,
yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say, I think it was right that we slept on them initially because they didn't have all the future additions that they, started to gain throughout the season, right? Like they added Von Miller later on in the season. They added OBJ later on in the season. Like those are two key pieces in their Super Bowl win. Um, initially, they had like their initial lineup. I mean, of course they were a stacked team, but who would have thought that they would have been like, would they really make the Super Bowl initially with their initial roster? Like, I mean, with Robert Trees, or sorry, Robert Woods. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about his nickname, Bobby Trees, Robert Woods. But yeah, they had Robert Woods, they had Cooper Cup. Like that was the tandem right there. I mean, would they like the both of them be as effective as a OBJ stepping in with Cooper Cup? I don't know. Like the absence of Von Miller, like if they only had Aaron Donald just controlling the D line and Leonard Floyd and the linebacking core, like if they had the initial same defense, that they started off in the season, would they have been, as effective? Would they have been so stacked as we think now? I don't know, bro. It could have been a different story, but I know they definitely made some key, moves to be able to win, and I don't know. We'll see how things go for the future. Like how, because I mean I don't know. I don't think of them as a Super Bowl favorite now, moving forward. Do you?
I mean, it's tough to repeat. I think they'll definitely make the playoffs. They're just too stacked. You said the weapons that they have. Cooper Cup's coming back. They did lose Von Miller to the Bills, which we'll touch on the next few minutes, talking about that matchup. But yeah, Stafford is banged up. We spoke about it before the podcast. We're not sure if he's going to be 100% coming in. So he'll probably on a snap count in terms of how many passes he'll throw in the game. Probably going to rely a lot on their run game and a lot on their defense. So, we'll definitely see how that fares up. But the Bills are coming in hot. Super Bowl favorites coming in. Veteran defense that we spoke about. We love their safety tandem. We talked about Micah Hyde, Poirier as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so they have a great squad coming back. Josh Allen, everyone, like you said, like everyone's expecting him to have a great year. And so, we'll see how the Rams do in this game coming up. But in terms of the Rams repeating, it's always hard to repeat. When's the last time we seen a repeat, fam? Patriots?
Yeah, Patriots, I think 2003, 2004. So that was the last repeat. So that's been years ago, like almost 20 years now, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, it's really hard for a team to repeat, and you really have to have like a core group of guys, like the same core group of guys, I feel, to win another championship. And I feel like Rams have kind of made too many changes. I mean, with the loss of Von Miller again going over to the Bills, they haven't re-signed OBJ, and we don't know if that's going to be a potential future signing. I mean, I know he's still coming off that injury, but we don't know if they're planning on even bringing him back at all, right? So if they don't, I don't know. I feel like those two guys were crucial in the win last year. Now that they don't have them, I can't guarantee anything. I mean, of course, you got Cooper Kupp. You got Aaron Donald, of course, still. Got Matthew Stafford from last year, of course, second year in the same system. But is it enough? I mean, too many teams out there have been doing too much, They've been doing too much to compete. They've been really, make, like I said earlier, make it like everyone's really been making moves, man. We've said this in previous podcasts as well, trying to keep track of all the trades and the free agent signings. Like teams have really made moves in the draft as well. It's gonna be different, man. Like I can't guarantee that the Rams gonna be there. So I'm gonna rule the Rams out of a Super Bowl appearance this year. And that's my bold opinion. And if we're gonna even use this Bills and Rams game as like a game toward our predictions, I'm saying the Bills are taking this one. I'm gonna tell you straight up like that. Sorry, Rams. I don't want to hate on y'all. I mean, y'all are defending champions, but y'all gonna lose this one. Matthew Stafford with the hurt elbow or whatever. Apparently, this is some sort of like baseball injury that most pitchers experience. Like this man needs surgery. So he's going to be playing on a hurt elbow for the year, because I don't think he's going to be taking any amount of time off this season for that surgery. So playing on this hurt elbow, he's not going to be effective like that. Sucks, man. It's rough. It's rough, but that's so no.
I don't want to go against you on the very first game on the first pick of the year, but I don't know, man. Like you said, like they're on the road too. The Bills are on the road, but yeah, that's a tough one to choose, fam. I think I might have to go with the Rams, dog. To be honest, I don't go on a limb, guys. I'm always, if you don't know, whenever we do picks, I'm always going the underdog, the team that we don't think is gonna win. And it did pretty well for me early on last season, until it kind of caught up in the middle to the end of the season. Okay, I gotta pick teams that for sure have a good chance to win.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of the start of the season. Like, it's good to pick the underdogs. You don't know where teams are at, injuries wise, chemistry wise. So it's kind of like basically throwing up your hands in the air, like you're just making picks, because the teams you think are gonna start strong always struggle, or it's never. That's why the start of the season is so exciting in the NFL, because there's just, you never know who's gonna have a good start and who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. So I'm gonna go upset. I'm gonna keep that same strategy as last year. I'm gonna go with the Rams, but I know in the middle of the season I'm gonna kind of switch up to when I kind of see where teams are at, and then I'll make better decisions from there. But I'm gonna go Rams this one.
So any of our loyal listeners out there, they know you ain't never changed. You ain't never changed. But straight up though, I mean, if you're thinking about Matthew Stafford throwing the ball limitedly, right? Like if he's gonna be throwing it a limited amount of times, they're gonna have to depend on a run game. Do you think Cam Akers is gonna carry the load for the team? Do you think you think they can rely on the back of Cam Akers? Like I don't know. Cam Akers definitely was a promising sight, coming out of college. I believe he came out of Florida State, but then he got hurt for the majority of the Super Bowl run year, right? And I think he came back late, right? But I don't know. Is he the same back that was so promising initially? I don't know. I don't know if I have all the faith in that. And again, with Buffalo's defense, I mean, they got Edmonds, the linebacker, Von Miller again, and the safety time that we've been talking about. They got deep corners as well. I mean, wait, who are the corners again from
LA?
Names are escaping me, huh?
On LA or on Buffalo?
On Buffalo.
Isn't Buffalo? Isn't it?
I'm dissing the man because I swear there's a nice corner on that team.
I have a first round pick out there.
Yeah, that went to LSU.
LSU corner.
Let me search that out real quick.
Yeah, because to be honest, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game, and so like the X factor here to me is Sean McVay. He knows he has weapons down. He knows he has guys hurt. He's gonna scheme up a game plan to where he's not gonna be able to, they'll do, short passes, a lot of screens, wide receiver screens, running back screens, slants, stuff to stop the ball, but the ball out of his hands quick, but not enough to throw downfield passes. I think they'll utilize a good system, run short passes, play action, stuff just to get the ball out of his hands quickly and not have him take too many hits in the pocket and get his arm hurt. So I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. Like you said, I think the Bills defense, that is gonna be a problem. But I think they'll do enough at home to squeak out a win. And I'm definitely taking the Rams on this one. If y'all on DraftKings or FanDuel, ain't those betting sites, I'm telling you, man, take the Rams. Take the Rams on this one, fam.
I don't know who you're trying to convince. Everyone who has common sense knows that Buffalo is going to take this. Okay. Shoot, I don't even know. I must be tripping. I see Kyra Elam and Dane Jackson starting at corner, and then they have Teron Jackson at the nickel. So okay, maybe I'm tripping. I'm tripping. But again, I believe the defense is stacked enough still.
There's how much of Davis Wade, dog.
That's who I'm talking about. Is he hurt?
No, he's starting, fam.
Okay, then where is he, bro? Because I did not see him on the down depth chart.
He's there, fam. Hey, he's nice. Oh, I just seen it. He's up for the first 4 games of the season. That's why.
Okay. All right. So I guess so we take a little hit at corner.
So
but again, we still got, huh?
Who's guarding Cup? James White usually shadows Cup because he plays in the slot and then the outside. The corners that have who out of these corners?
Dane Jackson and Kyra Elam.
Fam, Cup's gonna work tomorrow, fam.
I mean, if we are blanketing him with our top 2 safeties out there, Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, I don't know. Huh?
They're gonna put a safety over top all game. They're gonna leave bare man's open. That's what Stafford's. He's gonna exploit them with the holes.
Matthew Stafford's not gonna be able to make the throws because his damn elbow hurts.
Quick throws, dog. Yo, man.
We'll see. We'll see, bro. I'm telling you right now, Josh Allen about to go ham because the man is if they're going point for point, because I don't think it's going to be any low scoring game. Josh Allen's going to put numbers on the board. All right, MVP run. I'm telling you right now. All right, with the emergence of Gabriel Davis.
Yeah,
because if they double in Stephon Diggs and you got Gabriel Davis left to the masses, that guy's going to take over. Gabriel Davis is a beast, low key. You saw what he did in that Chiefs game. You saw what he did.
I seen the game, dog. But I'm just saying, bro, it's the start of the season. It's gonna be upsets, dog. I'm telling you, Rams gonna win this game. You gotta watch tomorrow. Next week we'll see when I win it. When I win that game, I'm gonna be right.
All right, we'll see. First disagreement of the day. I like it already. We already know who's gonna win. Comment who you guys think is gonna win.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and don't get to like, subscribe, guys. You know
Yes,
what to
sir.
do. Going down the schedule, yeah. New Orleans, Atlanta.
We
Not
already know
really.
who's gonna take that one.
I just want to see how well James Winston plays because everyone expects him to have a great year 2 in the system. He got off to a great start last year. I believe it was like 5-2 or something like that before he got hurt. So interesting to see how he starts off this season. I'm not really expecting much from Marcus Mariota in Atlanta to start season. Low expectations, which could be good for him. He could be having surprisingly good numbers. So we'll see. Like, that game's kind of like, don't really know what's going to happen there. San Fran, Chicago. Good game between 2 second-year players, Trey Lance, or technically second or third year, but Trey Lance.
Second year for Trey Lance.
Yeah, so Trey Lance, Justin Fields, 2 second-year players came out in the same draft. That's kind of like, you want to see who's going to be the next, QB.
The next big thing. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's the future of the league right there.
They officially demoted Jimmy G down to backup spot. So
that's interesting that they even kept him on the roster, but he was so willing to really take a pay cut and stay as a backup and as a mentor to Trey Lance. I mean, I feel like that's kudos to Jimmy G just really being a team player. And to have a starting quarterback as your backup quarterback, I don't know how San Fran can lose. I mean, I think that the only way that they can lose in this situation is Trey Lance doesn't perform and they just throw Jimmy G in there. Jimmy G takes over because I bet there's a lot of guys in the locker room that are Jimmy G guys that maybe like Jimmy G over Trey Lance. That hurts Trey Lance's like his ego. That will hurt his development in the league, I feel. And then you kind of just have a bust at quarterback as a result. So I don't know. I feel like this could also just, I mean, there's a lot of upside to this, but there's also some downside to this, where again it hurts your future. What do you think about that whole situation?
Yeah, like I'm kind of like, I don't have deja vu flashbacks. Or I'm not sure I should go that route, or I should kind of go like, let's see how he plays out. Like, and the flashback and the comp I'm talking about is Colin Kaepernick when he came out. So like, I'm thinking like, is it gonna be that explosive when he comes out and just like from day one, he's just he's explosive with the ball, running, passing. He's exciting. He sets the league on fire. So it's either it's going the Kaepernick route for me, or it's gonna go like he's gonna struggle early and figure it out. And so yeah, very curious if you said that they brought back Jimmy G. It could be because they don't have as strong as the O-line as last year. So maybe that's why they wanted to go with Trey Lance. They give him more chances, he can run around and make plays, even if the O-line breaks. And so like, yeah, I'm kind of curious, like why they chose to keep Jimmy G. Like you said, like they want to win, but doesn't that create like a lot of QB controversy if Trey Lance, let's say the second option that I mentioned, he starts struggling. Do you put in Jimmy G in?
Or I think that's what San Fran is going to be leading to do. I don't think that you should do it immediately, again, to help Trey's ego and to help his confidence. But I feel like San Fran's going to throw in the towel and they're going to put Jimmy G in, I feel, immediately. Wow. I prefer they don't, right? But I feel like they are, because they already know they have a capable starter in Jimmy G. And I mean, he's brought them to the Super Bowl before. There's literally I feel like there's little wiggle room for Trey Lance. If they realize that they're not winning, they're literally gonna put Jimmy G in immediately, because they're a playoff ready team now.
Yeah, they improve on their defense because if they thought Jimmy G they could only go this far, are they gonna choose to go Trey Lance? I think he can go over the hump. So the fact if he struggles early and he's not able to kind of show that his talent and his skill, he said it's gonna be tough to not put Jimmy G in because they want to win games, right? Like they've always been a team that they're trying to win games. That's why they waited to start Trey Lance. They didn't start him as a rookie because they thought they could they can win more games as with Jimmy G as QB. That's an interesting game, man. And Justin Fields coming off a great preseason.
Yeah,
It's
he's
been real
looking
good
nice.
to the point where I'm like, man, he's gonna have a breakout year. So either preseason is gonna fool it's gonna fool us all, but I don't know. That's a great game, dog. Who you got in that game?
Bro, it's gonna be interesting. Hmm. It's really interesting. I mean, it's the battle of the young QBs. I'm just trying to think of who has a better team in place, and I feel like it is San Fran, but I don't know. What if Justin Fields just rallies his team and like it's a close game in general, and Justin Fields just rallies his team to win in like the final seconds of the game or something like that. Like I feel like it could be that type of storybook ending in this type of game. Um, so I don't know. Like I feel like on paper, San Fran is supposed to win, but my gut is telling me that Justin Fields is going to do something special. He's actually going to show out. He's going to continue on the performance that he had in the preseason. Because again, he was looking real nice, and I know it was just preseason, but like he can do some special things. And I feel like what may have prevented him from, showing his true abilities in his first year as a rookie, is that he was battling for time with Andy Dalton. He was running for his goddamn life because of the damn O-line. So I don't know. I feel like it might be different this year. And this is Justin Fields' team. You know, everything is put around, for him to succeed. I'm gonna go with Chicago, man. I'm gonna go with Chicago, man.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Chicago as well. I just think like out of the two QBs, one had a full year to start. So he's coming with a lot of confidence and he's seen a lot of things and defenses throughout him year one. Whereas Trey Lance, could be an advantage or disadvantage. Like we don't know what he's gonna give us, but it could be an advantage because Chicago D could be sleeping on him and he just, like I said, has that Kaepernick type moment in his first game. So to me, that's a tough game. I'm gonna go Chicago as well, but we both could be wrong. Trey
We
Lance could
could both be wrong.
blow us out the water and has a great game one. So
We'll see, Wagwan. He's gonna answer a lot of questions for sure.
What other games can we talk about, Doc? Some good
Browns,
games.
Panthers, bro. That's what I want to talk about.
Ooh, Browns, Panthers.
Sir.
The return of Baker.
Yes, sir.
He was talking greasy. He's gonna like show them up and all this type of stuff. He's gonna like, I don't know what he said in the paper, but they're saying like he's expecting to have a great game. So like I don't know about Carolina, Doc. Like yeah, they have Baker, but I mean even with both games are a toss up because we don't really know. We kind of know what Brissett can give us as a starter. He's a decent QB, capable QB. He can definitely win you games if you have a great defense. So they're gonna lean on their defense. Carolina, I just don't know, fam. I don't care if they got Baker or not. I don't know about their O-line. I don't know about their defense. Like they could be a sleeper team, but I didn't do a lot of due diligence on them, but I'm not really high on them. So how do you think that game's going? How do you think Baker does? I guess revenge week one.
Revenge game. Now, the podcast knows me as a Baker hater, but I feel like this move, I feel like his change of scenery in Carolina is a great look on him. And I feel like Baker may be able to be successful personally, but I don't know if he's going to be successful team wise. I feel like Cleveland is a good overall. They're a better overall team than Carolina, and I feel like for that reason, Cleveland can pull this one over Carolina. Now, I don't think that Baker's going to perform like terribly. I think he might show a look a 1-2 to keep Carolina in the game, but I just feel like the run game that Cleveland has, because Jacoby Brissett really doesn't have to do it by himself. Again, you literally can just plug a quarterback in Cleveland because they're so strong and so sound in the run game. Like that will carry the load, like with Nick Chubb and my other man. I keep forgetting his name.
Running back,
Yeah, exactly.
Hunt.
Exactly. Kareem Hunt. And the thing is, Kareem Hunt, I believe he actually was asking for a trade initially, but I guess that didn't go down. So you stuck there, and it's gonna be a 1-2 punch. That's gonna probably do some damage on Carolina's defense. I mean, I don't think they can hold that down, you know. Jacoby probably only has to make a couple plays here, one here and there. You got the new addition of Amari Cooper as well, so you do have a certified number one, a good threat down the field that you can throw to. And yeah, I mean, Cleveland's defense, like I feel like they'll hold it down. They'll make stops when they need to. Again, you got Myles Garrett on the D line that will be chasing down Baker Mayfield. I'm sure he'll get to him a couple times. Um, they got a great DB core as well, linebacking core. They're a solid overall team. So just based on that, I don't think Carolina will be able to pull it out. But I don't think it's going to be a blowout though either. What do you think though?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a tight game, like you said. Like you have that X factor to obviously Baker Mayfield. Man, I feel like I should go with the upset here. Like I feel like revenge week one, he gets his revenge. It's a big storyline. He knows the defense well. I know they have a lot better defense than what Carolina has on paper. But I feel like Baker has an insight. Like he knows the defense. He knows the schemes that they run with that team, their tendencies.
True.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Baker on here to pull off the upset. Huge week one for him. I'm not sure he can sustain that throughout the season, but I think he has the advantage going against the Browns defense just based on him being there for so long. So then he'll use the motivation, he'll use all that smack talk going into the game to try to get a win. So I'm gonna go X factor here. I'm gonna go Baker Mayfield gets it done. Upset City. I'm just hoping that defense can just hold off on the run game. Like you said, put an extra man in the box. They're gonna run the ball with that 1-2 punch. Hopefully Brissett doesn't he doesn't get beat you, with his arm and the passing down the field. So I'm hopeful that they can kind of, keep the run game at bay and just really have Baker do his thing on offense. So I'm going Carolina on this one, fam. I'm gonna go upset.
Man, it's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, Baker might be that X factor because he knows the defense so well, or the defense just knows, or it could be the opposite storyline where the defense, they're licking their chops because they know that, hey, they're going against a quarterback that they practiced against,
right,
so frequently. They know his tendencies, they know his ins and outs. I bet Denzel Ward is probably licking his chops, waiting to bait Baker Mayfield old times or something like that and get a pick six or something like that. I feel like the defense, because they may know him so well, they may know how to handle him. Not saying Baker probably would take what he can get, but I don't think it's going to be any big plays. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to be enough to put Carolina over the edge. I don't believe it yet. Well, we'll see. I'm sticking with Cleveland, sticking with my guns here. Again, they're just an overall better team on paper, even with the absence of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's early in the season, so it could be a toss-up. Like you said, you don't know how both teams are gonna fare early in the season. But yeah, I'm going Carolina on this one. And that's a great game. There's so many great games just because we want to see where quarterbacks are at, where teams are at. So we definitely want to see how Baker does week one. Like I said, a good game for him is no picks, obviously. No picks. 200 yards, I'd say, is a great game. 200 yards passing, no picks, couple TDs.
That's a good game for him.
That's what I'm saying. So you gotta keep him
but
confident.
For an elite quarterback, that is not a good game.
But for his style of play, he's a play action quarterback. Run the ball, that's a style. He needs a good running game. So hopefully he can get some running help, and he can do his thing in terms of play action and just 200 yards, couple TDs, no INTs. It's a great game for him.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Again,
Yeah.
You know how that Cleveland defense stays. They solid. They solid. Let's look at another game down the list though. For week 1,
Ooh, I see 3, 2, 3 more good
I'm
games.
loving the look for the I'm loving the matchup between the Raiders and the Chargers week 1.
Oh man, yeah. Ooh, that's a great game.
Great divisional matchup. I feel like that's going to be just star power. Like just star power on both sides.
Yeah, Raiders, Chargers, Derek Carr, Justin Herbert, 2 teams in the same division. We were talking about it last year, like actually in the offseason, actually, we had a few podcasts where we talked about how stacked the division is, dog. Like, that's insane, dog. Chargers, you have the Raiders, the Broncos, we don't know. Such an X factor like Russell Wilson. They have experienced defense and Russell's there, but we don't really know what the Broncos are going to bring. We also you have the Chiefs who are always 1 or 2 in that division. So that's a great freaking game to start the season.
Yes, sir. Kind of gives you a taste of, what the AFC West is going to look like. Is Justin Herbert going to continue on his, this superstar caliber trajectory that he's been showing? You know what I'm saying? Like, which I think he's going to. Like, Justin Herbert is that dude. I was even arguing maybe I don't know if it was last podcast or the podcast before that he better than Patrick Mahomes. And I'm going to stick beside it. But yeah, we're gonna see again. He has a solid group of guys around him. Same guys from last year, Keenan Allen. Very, 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 very underrated. I feel like a lot of people have been making their top 5 wide receiver lists. And Keenan Allen is not, he's often forgotten about, but that dude is an elite route runner. Been doing it for years, and people forget to put his name in the top 5 in the league right now. Don't sleep on that man. Then you got Mike Williams, certified deep threat. Just throw the ball up. He gonna win the jump ball because he's so damn big. He's crazy. Then you got Josh Palmer, who is emerging out of Tennessee, Canadian man. Nice as well too.
Brampton too, eh? From Brampton.
Yeah, he's nice as hell too. They got a crazy receiving core. And again, it's just because the same group of guys that have been locked in with Justin Herbert, it's scary to see what they can do as they continue to, stick around, and gain just like the amount of chemistry that's probably between all of them, bro. It's crazy. It's so elite. We can't even fathom. We'll probably see, the results on the field this season. So, but then again, you got on the other side, the Raiders firepower. The chemistry that Derek Carr and Davante Adams already have from their days playing together in college. So he has the chemistry that he has with Darren Waller, that he has with Hunter Renfrow. Bruh, this is like the offenses. I'm just talking about the offenses. We switch over to the defensive side, they got stars all around too. So I'm just like, bruh, who the hell do you pick for that game?
On the road, Raiders are on the road. Josh Jacobs got a good running back.
Yep, Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Don't sleep on him. The people sleep on that guy too. And he came in the league tearing it up. I think he only had one down year.
The tight ends, Darren Waller, Foster Moreau. That's a tough game.
Bro, that's a real toss up, bro. That's a real toss up. That should be Sunday Night Football, bro. No cap. Instead of the damn Buccaneers and Cowboys, I don't want to see that shit.
Shit. It's tough. I like the Raiders. I like their front 7. I don't like their backing so much, but could be early. Their DB
talking about you like Chargers front 7 more than Vegas.
I like Raiders front 7. I like their front 7 with Chandler Jones, Max Crosby. I feel like.
What about Khalil Mack and Bosa?
Yeah, for Yeah, there's both good front sevens. It's a tough game to choose. I'm gonna have to go. You're choosing the Chargers. I'm gonna choose the Raiders, fam.
Jeez. All right, fine. I'll stick with the Chargers for this one. Just for the sake of disagreement, because honestly, I don't know who the hell's gonna win in this game. and and also, what's scaring me a little bit too is J.C. Jackson is questionable, so hopefully he's playing in this game because we need J.C. Jackson to shut shit down. That's Mr. INT right there. They signed him for a reason. So if we don't have him, I mean, still we got Asante Samuel Jr. Plus we got a corner.
I think those are the two starting corners, JC and Sante.
Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah, JC. Hopefully JC is good for the game. Of course, we got my man from Florida State, big time safety.
Yeah, like I'm definitely gonna go Raiders because I think Derek Carr, I think he's gonna have a great start of the season. Like, everyone's like kind of, is he, what type of QB is he? Is he elite? Is he just average QB? Where's he at? I think the chemistry he said Devontae Adams will prove that, once he has a clear number one, he can also just put up great numbers, but also win games. You know what I mean? He had a great running game with Josh Jacobs. I mean, they can definitely do that play action type, offensive system. And he can go find Devontae Adams early and often. He's a guy on the target a lot, just like he did with when he was with Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. So I think the Raiders are gonna take this dog. I think Derek Carr has a great game this game. And Justin Herbert has a great game too. A great game too. I think it's a shootout, to be honest. I think it's a shootout. I'm gonna go Raiders. Most people are choosing the Chargers at home. I'm gonna go Raiders here, dog. I just have a feeling that they're gonna have a great game on offense, and it's gonna be a shootout. And Derek Carr ready to get the ball with the last few possessions, and either win with a field goal or with a touchdown. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Raiders on this one. Could be wrong, but I like Chargers too, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Chargers are gonna take this one. I just feel like Derek Carr. I don't like. Of course, this if there's any game for him to show that he's elite, this is the game. Season opener against a big rival team, within your division, and against stacked DBs. Again, J.C. Jackson, Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James, Nazir Adderley. Those are all cats. Those are all cats. So if you are elite, like you're gonna be able to do something against those guys. But I feel like Derek Carr, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm teetering on that. I don't know if he's elite or not.
Early in the
So
season, I think he comes up.
I think the defense may prevail, and then you already know how I was boasting about the offense on the Chargers side. They gonna make some noise. They gonna make some noise, man. They gonna be scary. So let's go with the Chargers, man. That's gonna be another W in my books, man.
You think so, man? I think Raiders, man. Last year they were sleeping team. I picked them a lot last year, and they were good for me last year. Yeah, they made the playoffs with all
they did do
controversy,
good.
John Gruden, all type of all those things. You know what I mean? And
maybe if it was
they still made the playoffs last year, fam.
I know. Shout out to them. It was barely, but shout out to them. The thing is, though, again, this is neat. Like they're two completely different teams now. That game, that famous game that got the Raiders into the playoffs against the Chargers, ironically, coaching decisions were questionable in that game by the Chargers side. Justin Herbert was another year younger, even though he was balling in that game too. He was a year younger. So again, another year in this system. And again, the superstar trajectory that he's on, I don't see him, like, I only see him progressing, and being much better than he was even last year. So Yeah, man. Honestly, I don't like. I can't see how the Chargers lose this game. Again, this is a revenge game because again, this is they lost to the Raiders, and if they would have won, or at least if the game was tied, both of them would have made the playoffs, right? If I believe that's how the storybook the story went. So since the Raiders were standing their way last year, this is a good way to start things off right, get some payback.
And let's stick with the Raiders. Experience. They already beat them last year. Close game. They have more experience going against them this year. New England Raiders upset City right here on the road. Underdog pick. It's gonna be a great game actually too. That's actually the game that you said like that's the game I'm gonna watch.
Yes, sir. That's a game I'm looking out for sure. Plus, I got Darren Waller in fantasy, so I actually want to see Darren Waller do good. But other than that, Raiders gonna lose, man.
Come on, y'all. I'm gonna go 3-0 already. This week, Count on that. Count on that. 3-0. Gonna go. What's the next game we can talk about? Man, Denver, Seattle.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about that one. I mean, we probably already know who's gonna win, but I do want to talk about that a little bit.
I mean, Seattle's not winning that game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a close game because at home and they're a tough team to win against at home, especially home opener. But dog, they should have made a play for QB, dog. Baker Mayfield. Who else was available? Obviously, Russ was Russ left, but I mean, they could have got Jimmy G. Who else was available? Trubisky. Who else was like? They could have got some guys.
They could have got someone. They could have drafted the guy. Like, yo, take it in. You and I were talking about, yo, Seattle has to do something. We've been saying Seattle has to do something. Seattle has to do something. But they were so just not proactive with it. They're like, we're gonna do it with the guys we have in our locker room. Like, that's really wishful thinking. You see how Drew Lock performed in the damn preseason, throwing all them interceptions. He is who we thought he was. He is who we thought he was. He played so poorly. We're like, okay, we gotta go with what's his name as the starting quarterback. We gotta announce that because ain't no way we putting Drew Lock on the field. Like, what the hell? Like, bro, y'all are not doing anything, and you're wasting a year of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett's skill set.
Wow, and you're right. Geno Smith is starting.
Yeah, Geno Smith is starting because Drew Lock really played so terribly. Did you see do you see the preseason game against Dallas?
Yeah, it was his job to lose. He's basically like the starter, just had to like play okay.
Exactly.
And he couldn't do that. And Geno Smith, like we know, he's capable QB, but he's always makes key mistakes. We saw last year, end the game situations, he made key mistakes. But I mean, unless they improve their team that much, it's gonna be the same outcome. Like, I think they're tanking, Sam. I know they got DK Metcalf and they signed him to a big deal offseason, which I'm happy for him. Him getting his money, it's awesome. But like at the same time, like, but like at the same time, like, are they trying to win games? You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing? Like, I think they're tanking.
What is Pete Carroll doing, bro? I'm disappointed in that man, bro.
Yeah.
There's no moves being made. But yeah, like if you tanking, who you tanking for?
No idea.
I mean, there are some quarterbacks that are gonna be elite coming out of college though. There's Bryce Young, CJ Stroud.
I don't like. Yeah,
those are only the two top in my head right now.
Yeah, Rattler, I think he's another year. I saw the game last week. He didn't really play too well, but he's on a team that's not that good.
He's on South Carolina, right?
So I mean, yeah, that has. Yeah,
they have to be tanking for Bryce Young because Bryce Young is Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Those are the only two hopefuls right now that I see that should be superstars at the next level.
Yeah, Bryce Young is gonna be nice, kind of like maybe like because he's mobile. But he's super has his good pocket presence.
Yeah,
he'd be like a little earlier start version than Russell Wilson coming out.
Yeah, he's like a Russell, like he reminds me of a Russell Wilson, just not as not as hero-y.
Yeah.
Like,
Decisions,
'cause,
decisions, yeah.
yeah, like I mean, Russell Wilson is always trying to, you know, I feel take like he's always trying to go for the deep shot. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he's a little bit of a like he has like a Carson Wentz mentality, you know,
Yeah.
but definitely way better than Carson Wentz,
Yeah.
right? And definitely better when it comes to decision making. But he has that mentality. Bryce Young is like, I'm gonna take what you give me, and he's really a precision passer. So yeah, I guess they're tanking for Bryce Young.
I don't
I
know
guess
what Seattle is
that's
doing.
the
I think
motive.
Denver definitely wins this game. Russ does this thing, revenge game. This is like another revenge game. I think there's like a few of them. This is definitely one of the same situations as Baker, where they come back to the old team. It's gonna get. I think now I don't think he's gonna get booed. I think he's gonna get a stand ovation because he did play
No, yeah,
great.
they're gonna respect him, I feel.
But yeah, I mean, they know why he left. He wasn't getting help. No O line. Same problem for years. But yeah, I think Russ wins this game. Broncos win. I think it's a close game because it is at home in Seattle. And I think it's I don't know why it's a Monday night game. To be honest, that could have been like a afternoon game on
They could
Sunday.
have. We could have switched that game with the Dallas or not Dallas, um the Vegas and Chargers game, because that game
Yeah,
is exciting. That deserves prime time.
yeah, yeah. That's gonna be
But yeah, we're gonna be on the
Broncos
same
win.
page with that game.
Yeah, well, other good games that are coming up, y'all. Start of the NFL season. If y'all not excited, what y'all doing this weekend? What are y'all doing?
Exactly. Packers Vikings.
I mean, Green Bay lost to
I feel
Bundy
like
Adams. I mean, I didn't even know about Green Bay, to be honest. I didn't even know about them.
a lie.
But Aaron Rodgers is so good. You don't know about them, they go 12-4. Like, he's that
Just
good
because
with
it's
like
Aaron Rodgers.
he's that good. He has that much rapport with Matt LaFleur and the offensive system that they can have an average team that go 11-5, 12-4. But I don't know if they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to go on that limb, but they have Aaron Rodgers, so they have a good chance to make the playoffs.
They do, but again, who's receiving the ball? Because what? And then the thing is, I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers has complete confidence in his own receivers. Wasn't he reported to constantly be complaining about his receivers during the preseason? That doesn't give your team a great morale. That doesn't give your receivers confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, they're a young group of guys, and if Aaron Rodgers is complaining about you and saying like you should have made a catch here, should have made a catch here, like just putting them down a little bit, instead of encouraging them, how are they going to show up for you? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, because of that, and then we already know Minnesota got some firepower. We already know the fantasy king, Kirk Cousins. He's gonna throw for a lot of yards.
A lot of
Gonna
yards,
throw for some
no
touchdowns.
wins. No wins.
But no wins. But this may translate to a win, though. Who knows? Right? You got Justin Jefferson, JJ, Mr. Jettas, Mr. Gritty. That dude is elite. 2 prime years. His first 2 years were prime years. Elite years.
Josh Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson. Yeah. That dude is elite.
He's nice, yeah.
So I mean, who you got on Justin Jefferson? Who's guarding him? Who's guarding him? Is Jaire even playing? Like is Jaire Alexander back on the field?
I think he is. Yeah, I think he'd be ready week 1. And he'll follow Justin Jefferson the entire game. So that's a key matchup right there.
That is a key matchup for sure.
Yeah, Jaire Alexander and Justin Jefferson. Let's say they cancel each other out. Like, who has
they cancel each other out?
Who is the other key matchup that they can win? Like, I definitely think Green
Adam
Bay.
Thielen's still there.
I think A-Rod is X factor. If he can get some production on these young receivers, we see him. We see him do good with obviously also Devontae Adams. We actually never seen him in like this type of situation, like a Tom Brady situation, where Tom Brady for a lot of times in New England didn't even have his best receiver was like Julian Edelman for like 3-4 years. So he just had a cast of receivers around him, and he still was making to the playoffs, Super Bowls. Like, who's this guy's top receiver? Like, have you ever seen A-Rod without a number one receiver?
Nah, we talked about this too, bro. Aaron Rodgers always had somebody. Before Devontae Adams, there was Randall Cobb, or there was Donald Driver, or there was Greg Jennings. Or there was Jordy Nelson. Like, they actually all put in work for him. So
yeah, so yeah, like as we were saying, like they never had, he's never had, not have a number one receiver. Like they just mentioned, he had a list of star players. It could be argued too that, that he made those players because none of those players really were that successful when they left Green Bay. You know what I mean?
very true.
What happened to Jordy Nelson after left Green Bay? What happened to Greg Jennings when left Green Bay? You know what I mean? Donald Driver was always there at Green Bay, so that's it. He's an anomaly. I mean, Randall Cobb was he really successful outside of Green Bay? It's kind of like, is it A-Rod? Is it the system? Like, can you create another guy like that? Coming into this year, and so that's what definitely everyone's hoping with the receivers cast and the young receivers that they do have is that can he create another player that's dominant, just because he's A-Rod. And so, like you said, like we haven't seen in the situation before. We've seen Tom Brady situations like this not have a great receiver cast. So we'll see how he does, man. But yeah, like in that game, like I'm gonna have to go Green Bay just because, like, I know last year I chose a lot in Minnesota and Kirk Cousins, but I mean, I don't know. I just based off divisional experience, and I just know Minnesota so well. I'm gonna have to go Green Bay right here. Like, I'm not too sure about Minnesota coming into this year. I don't know even what they're saying as a team, fam. Like, are they trying to win Super Bowls or are they just trying to be competitive? You know what I mean? Like, what are they trying to do?
They're definitely just trying to be competitive, but they're going to do enough to win this game. It's going to be a huge disappointment on Aaron Rodgers' side. He's going to realize more than ever that he can't do it alone. I know you tried to make the argument that Aaron Rodgers made a lot of the guys that he was with. Donald Driver, he did not make him because Donald Driver was already elite with Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Greg Jennings actually had decent years after he left Green Bay. I believe he went to Minnesota and he had decent years there. Maybe not as good, but he was decent. I'll give you the argument for Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb, but Devontae Adams, we already know he's going to be nice with the Raiders, so Aaron Rodgers ain't make him. So that's what, 2 out of 5 of the guys that we talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then Aaron Rodgers, I see Allen Lazard is questionable. Robert Tonyan is questionable. So that's 2. That's a receiver that you already had some rapport with before because Allen Lazard has been there. And then Robert Tonyan is a big time tight end for you who's also questionable. We don't know if he's going to be playing for sure. I mean, they could be, but they're questionable. So let's say if they're out, who does Aaron Rodgers have? Nobody. But we know who Minnesota has. We know who Minnesota got.
But to be honest, when was the last time we seen Green Bay not make the playoffs? Like,
I know.
They're going to win 11, 12 games, whether we like it or not. He's going to find a way to win.
They'll win somehow, but they're not winning this one. I'm going Minnesota for sure. Let's get it. Minnesota's going to get this one, man.
I'm 4-0, y'all. Y'all know I'm 4-0 this game.
Hell no.
All right, so that's an even split 4 games. Gotta choose another game, dog. At least one
Yeah,
more game.
one more game for the culture. One more game. Hmm, let's see here. Jaguars and Washington Commanders.
Both QBs, like there's so many interesting, like how players are gonna play, like Trevor Lawrence versus Carson Wentz. How those guys gonna play? Trevor
That's what
Lawrence,
I'm wondering.
no one was talking about. No one was talking about Justin Fields or Trey Lance as second-year players. Trevor Lawrence was the #1 pick in the draft, and no one, he's like under the radar, which could be a great thing. Like no one's, like I said, low expectations, so he could come out and just start putting up great numbers and having great plays. But he's the #1 pick, and there's like zero like buzz about it. Isn't that weird? You feel that kind of weird? Like I know he's in Jacksonville, but like, is that the main reason he's not on a prime NFL team? Like he's a former #1 pick who had a really bad year last year. Come to this year, if he struggles again this year, then what? Like it's kind of like he's just under the radar, fam.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's the market that he's gone to. Jacksonville, I don't think they have a great market. Um, Also, it's as you said, he didn't perform well as a #1 pick. So are people really going to be talking about him if he's not showing that, elite superstar talent? No one cares. You know what I'm saying? They could be like, okay, he's the next bust, we move on. Like, but hopefully this year shut some haters up. Um, and maybe it's a great start against Washington. Who knows? Um, Washington has a lot of question marks. We don't even know if Carson Wentz is going to be, you know, like, is he going to be good? Like, we don't even know. Or is he going to still play hero ball and toss the ball down the field, make poor decisions, throw picks? Like, we don't know. Is he going to hold on for the ball too long, get sacked? I mean, we saw how he was playing in the preseason. He didn't really look too special in the preseason. So,
Yeah.
question marks on both sides.
I think both teams are making playoffs, and if one team does, it's going to be Washington because of their experienced defensive line and defense. But I don't see both teams. Both teams, well, it all comes down to the QB play, how well their QB play. Like every other NFL team, it comes down to how well their offense plays, but especially at the QB1 position. So I'm gonna see how the year plays out. I won't talk too about Carson Wentz this year. Trevor Lawrence is the unknown. We don't know. So I guess we'll see how those guys play out. Like we really don't know. Like we really don't know how they're gonna play this year.
Yeah, it's literally a question marks for both sides. So that's why I feel like this game would be interesting. It's like, who would you pick out of both teams? You know? Who would you pick?
I'll just pick Washington based on their defense, like straight up.
Yeah, because they got Chase Young. Um,
They had a really good deal on a few years ago. If they can get that mojo back, they can be kind of scary on for the defensive line. Jacksonville, I feel like they're still rebuilding, in my opinion.
yeah, I think like their defense is definitely still building. They might have something with their offense though. Um, they got Marvin Jones, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk. I mean, not saying like they're incredible receivers. Like Marvin Jones is probably the only one that I actually rate. But Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, they're solid. Um,
Travis Etienne.
Travis Etienne, I mean, we're gonna finally get to see what he can do. Again, he was highly touted out of Clemson, the next big thing. But unfortunately was hurt throughout the whole season, so he never really got to experience a rookie season. So I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what Travis Etienne can do, because technically this is his rookie year now, right? It's his first year playing the league. We don't know if he, how he's gonna adjust to the speed of the game. But I mean, of course, some guys are just dogs like that, so they should be able to seamlessly transition right from college to the league. But we'll see. They still have James Robinson, who was a good trusty back who held it down while Travis Etienne was hurt. It just, yeah, their defense though. That's the thing. I mean, Josh Allen is great on the defense side at linebacker. They added Devin Lloyd. So Devin Lloyd from the Rams. They got Shaquille Griffin. I mean, he was a trusty starter back in Seattle.
Jaguars they actually have a pretty good roster. Look at their roster. They have some guys. It's like, I don't know if they're there yet, but they're like a year or two away.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Like this year, they usually have to build. Yeah.
So if you're sticking with Washington, I'm gonna go with Jacksonville for the upset. Thinking that maybe they can surprise us a little bit. But this may be a game I might lose. But out of all the games, this is the only one I'm losing.
We're going 5-0, y'all.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Yo, we were last year.
There is no way you're embarrassing me like this year. All right. You're not embarrassing me like that this year. All right.
Yeah, so it's just 5 good games that we picked. We'll see how they play out this week. It's gonna be a great week of NFL. Obviously, there's other great games like Chiefs, Arizona. That's a good game. That's a toss-up, similar where we don't know how it's gonna play out. It comes down to who plays their defense. Sure. Both teams gave up big numbers last year in terms of defense, so whatever defense is bend but don't break. Tampa Bay, Dallas, another great game. You said like that should have been maybe not a night game, but like that's the great game. Brady came back of retirement.
I mean, I guess that's the storyline, but I just don't care for it. Like, I feel like the Bucks are going to easily win against the Cowboys. They won against them last year in the season opener. Like, Dallas doesn't. Are they any different? If anything, they're worse than they were last year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's nothing telling me that Buccaneers are not going to win this game, unless you got some points for me.
Not in Cowboys are the same team. They have to show me something different. Obviously, Dak is still going to put up good numbers. He's similar to he puts up really good numbers in fantasy. He'd be a great fantasy QB. If I do fantasy this year, if he's available, I might pick him. If there's no other QBs available, but he's puts up great numbers, TDs. But there's just, it's like we talk about all the time, with Jimmy G and other QBs. He can take you here, but can he get you over the top? I'm not sure he's that QB unless he has a stellar defense that plays crazy, and he can really do that. And so, but he's not a bad QB. He's a good QB. He'll put up, like I said, he'll do great things on offense. But we're not sure he's a Super Bowl winning QB yet. And so he has to show us that. And if he can prove us wrong this year, maybe he can. But I mean, it's just, I would choose Tampa Bay for this one as well, just because I just don't really trust Dallas as a team.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, there's some great 5 games. And then we spoke about most of the great games this week. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, probably underrated game.
Yeah, I think it's underrated for sure, because I mean, we're gonna see what Mitchell Trubisky is gonna do. We're also gonna see how Joe Burrow is gonna do with another year under his belt, and with his connections with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. So you already know how the team goes with that. That's a scary offense.
If I were underrated, they went to Super Bowl last year, and no one's talking about.
No one's talking about them.
Just like last year, it was like the Bengals, man. Bro, they're kind of stacked, and their defense. Well, their defense played well enough to bring them to the Super Bowl last year. Obviously, they couldn't get the thing done, but I mean, they're an underrated team. It's an underrated game. Pittsburgh,
and I think Cincinnati has kept a good amount of their team that they had from last year too.
Yeah.
Right. There hasn't been much changes. So the only question mark really is Pittsburgh, but I feel like Cincinnati will still take it. But I feel like this, however Pittsburgh does, like, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna lose, but however like close this game is,
Yeah.
it probably give Pittsburgh fans a little bit of hope. You know, like seeing how well Mitchell Trubisky does, see how well Najee Harris runs the ball, you know, seeing what they, because I mean they got Pickens from Georgia, who's a really promising rookie. They still got Deontay Johnson. They have Chase Claypool. They have guys, right? They have guys. I mean, they have a team. The only question mark really is quarterback. So if Mitchell Trubisky can answer the call and actually look decent, even in a loss against Cincinnati, it may give Pittsburgh a little bit of hope.
Yeah. I think Joey B's a killer. I think he's definitely going to win this game, like you said. It's going to be a tight game. Pittsburgh, like you said, Mike T has never not had a winning season. So they might not make the playoffs, but they could go 8-8, 9-7. So, I mean, yeah, definitely going to Cincinnati. But yeah, this some great games this weekend. I'm definitely excited. You know, we've chosen our 5 games this week. I'm excited to see who are going to be the highlights, who's going to be the standout players, who's going to be like, we can call it like, you know, we kind of do a segment where we do like, you know, our 5-star players of the week were the players that just balled out offense, defense.
Mm-hmm. We should call them game changers.
Yeah,
our 5 game changers for the week or something like that.
Call it our game changer. Just recap after each week and talk about the players that really stuck out for us in terms of film or just, you know, what we see watching TV. And so definitely a segment like game changer and stuff like that. And that'd be great because, you know, definitely trying to show shine to the players that are balling out rather than just the QBs. Everyone's talking about the QBs, but talk about defensive players, corners that had great matchups, receivers, D linemen had great sack numbers. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting week. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, man.
Season came up quick, dog. It's already NFL time, bro.
Yes, sir. Man, like I said, we survived the time. We survived the off season. And yeah, man, it's the most exciting time of the year, bro. Football season, man. What's better than this, bro?
Get your popcorn ready.
Right?
Let's go.
Shout out to T.O. Get your popcorn ready.
All right, man.
Let's get it.
Appreciate it, y'all. Hope y'all excited as us. Week 1. Josh and Denver podcast is back. NFL is back. And hope you have a great week. Catch y'all next week. But don't forget to like and subscribe. It's your boy Denver right here.
Listen, it's your boy Josh. All right, we'll catch you on the next one. Coming soon. Let's go. Let's get it.
Peace.
Peace. Blessings.